I'm Kiana Kraus, and welcome to this week's episode of Campus Update. We have a lot of interesting content for you this week, so let's get started. Many students who are moving on to college are required to take the SAT, and recently, some changes have been made to improve the test. In order to spread awareness, we put together a collection of tips for the new SAT.
Hi Oilers! For those of you who will have to take the new SAT starting this month, here's some information about the new test and some study tips. Instead of 2,400, the new SAT will be scored out of 1,600. And instead of a 25-minute essay, the new one is optional and is 15 minutes long. So therefore, you have more time to plan and write that essay. The writing and English portions are now combined into one score, and the SAT is now separately scored from the writing score. Compared to the old SAT, there used to be a guessing penalty of a quarter of a point, but on the new one, there is now no guessing penalty. The math section is also split into two parts, calculator and non-calculator. Now, since there are not a lot of resources to study for the new SAT, here are some tips. Don't leave any answers blank because there's no guessing penalty. Take a course in formal grammar for the writing portions. And make sure you read as much as possible in a variety of genres so that you are comfortable with the information presented to you on the critical reading sections. Hopefully with these tips, you will succeed on the SATs. Good luck, Oilers!
There are only 2 more test dates available left before the school year is over, May 7th and June 4th. Make sure you guys start studying and sign up for the test. All that testing can sure make students hungry. Chase and I went to a local restaurant called Gyokaku for this week's episode of HB Bites.
Hey Oilers, on this episode of HB Bites, we're featuring a new kind of restaurant in Huntington Beach called Gyokaku. It's a Japanese barbecue located on Beach and Warner in the same shopping center as the $3 Theater. This unique restaurant consists of a grill centered on your table and a wide selection of meat laid out for you based off your likings. You're in charge of how long you cook your meat, so if you like it medium rare or medium well, that's all up to you. The best part is all the meat takes at least 30 to 45 seconds to cook on each side. Not only does this place consist of meat, but also several side dishes like vegetables and rice, so stop by if you're craving a new kind of food.
Be sure to check out Gyokaku. Your taste buds will thank me later. Many of you may know that the boys volleyball has performed outstandingly this season. We dove further in and talked to some team members on how their season has been and what it's like to be an HB volleyball player.
Coming in this year, I think it's going to be a more challenging year after losing some of the seniors last year, but we've had a couple kids come back to help us, like our setter, Tanner Woods, and I think he's going to be a big contribution to this year in winning CIF and hopefully going to 144.
From here on out, it's pretty smooth sailing. During spring break, we do play Newport Harbor, and that'll be our toughest game of the season for our league, and we're going to be missing 2 guys. So, we'll just get in there and get it done, do what we can.
Our ultimate goal would be to win CIF, and if we could go undefeated in the season, that'd be our ideal goal, but just to win CIF and then win state.
Volleyball is my go-to place, kind of like where everything is just quiet and I can kind of focus on me and do what I want to do. Volleyball is life.
Volleyball is more important than life to me because I've made a lot of friends through volleyball that I hang out with, and it keeps you out of trouble, I guess. It keeps you occupied, and staying at practice and working out keeps you healthy and in shape.
Good luck with the rest of your season, boys. Not into sports? Well, we have just the thing for you. Here's Bryce with the latest news on all things nerdy in this week's episode of Nerd Word.
This week on Nerd Word, we're introducing some overlooked games of 2016, so put down the next Call of Duty and take a look at what gamers should be turning their attention towards. No Man's Sky is an upcoming adventure survival game set to release on June 21st, offering players an open universe that generates 18 quintillion planets randomly, all with different terrain, plant, and animal life. For any horror film fanatic out there, a Friday the 13th multiplayer game will show up later in stores this year, featuring 6 players as camp counselors and 1 taking control as the iconic Jason Voorhees. It's up to the 6 counselors to survive the night by working together by themselves. Last but not least, Overwatch is a multiplayer first-person shooter developed by Blizzard Entertainment, featuring squad-based combat between 2 teams of 6 players. The game will be released May 24th, 2016 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, along with No Man's Sky and Friday the 13th.
What? Is Nerd Word finally over? Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you for keeping us updated, Bryce. In other news, Huntington Beach recently had its magnificent Cherry Blossom Festival. We sent out one of our reporters to get a closer look on this spectacle.
The third annual Huntington Beach Cherry Blossom Festival was held on Sunday, March 20th from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. beneath the beautiful cherry blossom trees at Huntington Beach Central Park, right by the Central Library. The event included many different types of Japanese food, live performances, cultural events, traditional dance, crafts, and games. There was different events happening each hour, so there's always something different and exciting going on. The proceeds from this event will benefit the Huntington Beach Sister City Student Exchange Program, which is a non-profit citizen-run organization which successfully operates annual programs of international goodwill between Huntington Beach and Japan.
Who knew that something so beautiful could be just around the corner from our campus? Well, that's all we have for this week, Oilers. I'm Kiana Kraus signing off. And remember, just because you think you're garbage doesn't mean you can't do incredible things. It's called a trash can, not a trash can.